join us for the pledge of allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. On the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
The meeting will please come to order. We do have proof of posting in accordance with Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code as amended, known as the Texas Open Meetings Act. Any members of the public who wish to speak shall each have 5 minutes. Anyone? Yes, sir.
Do you want me to speak now or when you get to the handing out the money part?
Whichever you would prefer. If you want to speak now so you don't have to stay for the whole meeting, you surely can do that.
I would love to do that because I'm supposed to be at the city staff meeting at the same time.
All
For
right.
anybody who doesn't know, I'm Rich Schauffer. I'm the chief of the fire department here in Fairfield. And quite by coincidence, I learned at your last meeting that you were beginning to disperse or discuss dispersing some monies that were received under a federal grant. I don't know if it was COVID or whatever. And I'd like to share some information and receive some information about that disbursement because the list that, first of all, I understood we were all going to get generators. As you all know, and I believe discussed in your last meeting, the Fairfield Fire Department does not need a generator. We have a permanently installed unit, so that money, that would not be appropriate. We also presented you with a laundry list of things that we could spend the money on, and I understood at that time it was primarily linked to some type of emergency, medical, or disaster type stuff. Many of the things, that list has aged out of currency. Many of the items on that list, or some of those items, we've already obtained through other means. Some of them we figured out a way to do without. So that list would have to be updated, and we can do that. But before you start selecting things or bidding for things, we need to redo that list. And frankly, I'd like to throw that list completely in the ash can and replace it with one item that I believe would be fairly equivalent in cost to a generator, and that is something that goes by various names: a side-by-side, a 4x4, an ATV. TIG has them, other departments have them. It's a little small vehicle on which we mount a skid pack that's a pump and a tank, and it allows us access in grass and wildland fires to get where we can't get our trucks and where we frequently get our trucks stuck up to the axles in mud because it's light, it's mobile, and it's fast. In addition to that, the firefighting capability, if we need to, not if we need to stick with a medical idea, but because nobody else has one at this time that I know of, we'd like to make that vehicle dual purpose in that it could carry not only 2 firefighters, but a medical bag and a Stokes basket, so that when we have to go into the woods to recover people who've broken a leg or otherwise injured or what have you, we have that capability, and we don't have to have a bunch of people tote them out on a backboard, which is difficult and dangerous. And I believe that the cost for that vehicle and its trailer would be equivalent to, or nearly equivalent to, the dollars you were going to spend for a generator or other assorted supplies. Now, that having been said, if you will allow me to go down that road, I need a time frame so that we can get you the specifics of a build out like that, exactly what items, brand names, so on and so forth, so that the bidding process, or something that I understand called the bid board or whatever, could be approached, as well as the bidding process for that particular vehicle. And I'm here to request that we go in that direction, but also to get a time frame so that we don't miss the boat, so to speak, by, oh, well, you didn't get us the specs for what you wanted, so we went and bought something else. And believe me, we're glad to have anything we can have, but that would very definitely meet, as you all know, specifically now, an urgent need, as well as every other fire season that we have
I don't
year
think
after
there's
year.
any problem with changing that. We haven't ordered anything yet, but we do probably need to get it, you know, fairly quickly. Not like tomorrow or something, but.
I think we can have it within.
Now, when you say
a week,
comparable,
10
are we
days.
talking about 25,000 or just an idea?
Well, the basic vehicle itself is 20.
Okay,
I'm going to guess the skid's going to be 5.
okay.
Now, by the time you add some LED light bars so you can see in the dark, and a sort of hoses, a Stokes basket, a medical bag, it's easily going to be $25,000. I would say it's going to be closer to $35,000, but I don't know because I
Okay,
haven't
well, I was just
spec'd it
getting an
out.
idea whether it was 20 or 60 or where we were. So when-
It's between 20 and 60.
Between 20 and 60.
Probably 59.5. Well, I want fancy stuff on this truck.
No, I don't think there's any problem with us changing to something different. Like I said, we have not ordered any of that, so we're not in a super crunch for time. So, but if you would get that to us when you can, well, then I think we'd be glad to look at that. and see
I would
if that
hopefully
work.
be able to turn that into, do I turn it into Andy? Do I take it downstairs?
Calling Karen. Is that
Turn
right,
it into
Judge?
Karen? And if I understand correctly, you guide me into what I need. I'm led to believe that what I need to provide you with is specifications.
Yes.
We need a John Deere four-wheeler with a power wash skid with a XYZ medical bag, that kind of stuff.
Yes, yes.
And then you can go out and price it. Also, the specs that I would give you, with maybe some very small limitations, could be varied. In other words, if you bid it for a Kubota ATV and you can get a John Deere equivalent vehicle for way less money, I don't think that's going to be a deal breaker.
Maybe don't put the brand, just put the specs.
That's it, okay.
Yes.
We'll do
Now,
that.
Karen?
And hopefully I can have that 10 days outside.
Oh, yeah. That's fine.
I mean,
Okay.
because, okay, that's all I have. Thank you very much for your attention. I appreciate your help.
Thank you.
Now I'll go to my other meeting. Thank you.
All right, is there anyone else? If not, do you want to speak? Is that why you should know? Let's go to item number 1, budget transfers and amendments. I read it to you. She did, looky here, all right, great. Aye. Motion carried. Item number 3 is to accept a donation of liquid IV for the fire departments. And we have had a donation. We had called to purchase some, and they, since it was for emergency, would you like to tell us more about that?
So basically, y'all agreed to purchase some, and I put it in my cart and everything, but when I went to look into the, get it tax-free and the tax ID stuff, they actually have a program that donates to fire departments and EMS. Little short form I filled that out, sent it in, asked for 8 cases, with about 300 per case, and so they okayed that and sent it to us. And so that's where we are, just seeing if y'all would accept that donation.
Wow. That was a surprise. That's very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Very
Yeah.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to accept the donation of the liquid IV for the fire departments. All in favor, aye. Any opposed? None. Motion carried. Item number 4 is to discuss purchasing a Jazz audio recording system. And I think you have the information there on it. We've been talking about it for a couple of years, actually, about getting one. But in the last few months, probably 6 months, we've had a lot of issues in trying to get a court reporter. We've had to cancel trials, can't even settle now because we can't get a commitment from a court reporter to be here on those 2 days. And also we can, we can use it for a lot of other things, like probates and other things that we have in court. And the total cost of it is $31,450.47. The court reporters used to charge us about $200 for, for half a day, whether it was 1 hour or whatever, but now it's up to about $5.95. So.
For half a day?
Yeah, or maybe an hour.
Whatever,
Whatever, they're here for half a day. So I think we'll recoup our costs pretty quickly, and we will not have to worry about the scheduling.
And this is the company that you need to use, this Jazz.
Well, Limestone County has this same court recording system, and they have that for quite a number of years.
Works
And it works great. I've done some cases for them over there, and I didn't even realize they didn't have a court reporter there until, later when I saw that they were just recording it all. Then if someone wants to appeal, all you do is take that little tape and give it to a court reporter and let them transcribe it. But in county court, hardly anybody ever appeals. So anyway, this would serve our purpose, and it sure would help us out.
Got the money?
Got the money.
I make a motion.
Second.
All in favor, aye. Any opposed? None. Motion carried. Thank you. Item number 5 is budget workshop. We don't have our forms in here yet. Is she making copies?
She is.
All right, let's, we can talk about this other for a minute. We did get, was there a copy in your book of what we got from the Council District?
No, we didn't get our books and stuff.
Let's take about a 5-minute break. I'll make a copy of that for you. Our value